Did I use the bathroom where? What? That's a weird comment.
How's it going, everybody? I was just sitting back enjoying my night, having a few drinks, when all of a sudden I got a message about what Tophiachu has been up to, and well, to tell you guys, I'm not very surprised. Tophiachu here recently has been living outside of a park, and you guys could be saying, well, Chinchilla, what big news is that? Of course Tophiachu was living outside of a park, she's homeless. Well, the things that Tophiachu has been up to in that park isn't, the best look for her and her family. You see, instead of taking my advice or just basically anyone with common sense when they're living in a car, Tophiachu isn't sitting outside of a park where there's a bathroom close to her and a job she can go work at close to her. No, it's just a park in the middle of nowhere, which I can only assume Tophiachu is at because she's tired of the TikTok life. It's not working out for her. You know, she's got bigger, more delusional dreams. She's gonna be the next ninja warrior. Her brother Chu, they're gonna be out there working their tail off, you know, becoming some Rachus or something like that. You guys thought Papa Chu was just getting that build to be the ultimate bank manager, the divine leader. Well, that was part of the reason, but he wants to be a part of this family ninja warrior team too. There's probably some good money in it. But all jokes aside, Tophiachu and her family have been sitting in this park. Of all things, they have been just using the bathroom around their car, just taking no measures to clean it up. This is where they stay from a majority of the time, even when Tophiachu knows that she has some orbiters, some people who would just follow her around and snap photos of her. We've seen Tophiachu voting, we've seen Tophiachu in some random spots, and basically at the end of the day, just proving everything Squid said was exactly right about her.
Alright, I'm just pretty sick. If you hear me breathing, it's because I don't feel good. Ouch. So when I cough, it just, I can't breathe. It's cold. Yes, it is, because I'm in the car, because it's like 32 degrees. But I'm okay, but that's why I wear my jacket. And I wasn't wearing my jacket when it was cold, and I should have. We did have the heater on. We just heated up the car. And then it's a hassle to even just get a bed, because they almost didn't find us a bed, and then there's too much going on. The day that we stayed there, some girl got in the face by a dog, and then there's bed bugs, people steal your stuff, and so we're trying to save. But you know, money goes, because the things we need and stuff, we gotta eat too, so that's pricey. Yeah, that place has bed bugs, that's what I heard people say, but I got woken up by two people yelling. And it was just like a hassle. Oh, well, just struggle it out. But I'm not going to stay at a place that has bed bugs and a lot of health problems. Well, not health problems, but like, I don't think they're cleansely enough, because the people that stay there eat with food in their bed.
How is Tophiachu going to say that she can't stand people who's got like bed bugs and things like that in her house when Squid has already exposed her? And don't forget about Squid, people, because Tophiachu is going to bring her up in the most ridiculous way possible later on in the video, that she has been found out to be using the bathroom around her car. But still yet, you know, I think it might be a guilty conscience or something that she's bringing up how she hates all these disgusting things that people do. But she's going to bring it up just for her to get exposed for doing the same thing, not even, what, 2 hours later? I mean, this is like a 24-hour development, people. And guys, I just want you to imagine Tophiachu sitting there with Brother Chu and Mama Chu. Well, Mama Chu's just sitting there staring down her neck, breathing on the back of it. Brother Chu's just sitting there attempting to crash out as he sits there and listens to Tophiachu for the 20th hour of the day, just hoping he can get a little bit of sleep. While she sits there and says there was no bed bugs, there was nothing like that in their motel room. But there's a video of a Squid literally throwing out the 3 mattresses that they peed right through. You know, it's gotta feel really weird when they know Tophiachu is lying to everybody online. But, you know, if they say anything about it, they're gonna get messed with too, because Tophiachu is bringing this into their life. No one would probably want to deal with that, especially when they're in the situation that they're in. But, you know, Tophiachu's got to earn that $20 on TikTok Live. It's the only thing keeping her going, people. You know, not that job at McDonald's they're just parked right out of. That's not going to help at all.
Squid told people what kind of car I had. because Squid walked by and described my brother's car. So yeah, mind you, somebody's been coming by and the gas tank. And you do know there's cameras, right, dumbass? So whoever's the gas tank is going to get in trouble with the police if they keep coming around to fuck with the gas tank. I'm not terrified. You're just mad because you can't get to me. The only thing is going to get you is fired from your job. Like, that's the reason why I filed police reports for documentation. Do you think all of this shit is not going to stick when they have enough evidence? Do you not know how stuff works? And I think that's why the police really don't do much, because so your future endeavors are going to be damaged. Like, it's not some joke. Like, I'm really sick. We're not the only car that sleeps around here. And there's other people who knows who I am that sleep around here in their cars too. So obviously they're going to be watching. They will tell me if anything's going down and who it is.
So in these last couple of clips, if you guys wasn't exactly sure who Tophiachu was blaming, she was blaming Squid for coming through and messing with their tank. I mean, she wasn't exactly sure, but she was definitely telling Squid that she's going to lose her job if she keeps this up. You know, it's not like Tophiachu has been telling her this for, what, weeks now? That she's going to lose her job for messing with her? Even though I'm pretty sure she's still employed just fine. And also, why would Squid do this to you, Tophiachu? In what world would she do this? She's already got all she needs off of you. All the followers, all the clout, you know, all the stuff that you think you deserve, she got. And tenfold, you know, the amount of views that your guys' initial clip got was insane. And it's rightfully so. She deserved it. You were being awful to her, and you've continued to be. You know, and a matter of fact, we all know what the real thing is. Just jealous of Squid. You can't stand that you got someone so popular and people just don't hold the same respect for you. So you're going to end up blaming this girl for tampering with your gas tank. You know there's people who are photographing you to this day. That's how we have the picture, which I'm going to show you guys right now. Now I can't show it all because obviously I can't show rabbit droppings, as Tophiachu is later going to claim on YouTube. Here's the top of Tophiachu's car, and you can go to a Reddit or wherever else you find your recent Tophiachu news and photographs like that, and see the bottom of this.
Really? That's why people don't show up whenever I call the police to patrol. That's why whenever I had the police patrol the last time we were living, no one sent DoorDash. That's right. Of my shit? Well, first of all, why are you assuming that's my shit, considering that there's a lot of dogs in this area and there's a dog park? And some people leave their dog shit. And you know that there's rabbits. There's also supposedly a wolf, I think, that walks through here. So if you see shit, why are you assuming it's my shit? I'm not here trying to say, oh, we shit, when literally there's all these people here. Are you stupid? Especially kids at the park saying like, oh, well, you're going to say I shit in front of kids, even though it's visible. Like, the park is like, if you're trying to say I shit at a park, how could I shit at a park when it's visible? Parks are visible for people to see. It's like all the parks here are not parks where you could do that because people can see. So sad, too bad, so sad. I'm not going to cry a river. Nobody listens to me until it happens to them. It's weird. And then you want to play it like it's not your fault. It's your group chat you started to talk shit about me, and for what? I hate people that will turn around and be like, here, let me do something nice for you, right? Because I'm not gonna, you know, I hate it. I hate receiving shit from people that are so nasty and so rude. I do.
This is great coming from Tophiachu. Just like I've always said, she is up there with Cyraxx in defending herself. She just can't do it. You know, normally if someone was going to be like, hey, we got you using the bathroom around your car, we got proof of it again, you'd be like, look, that's not my car. You can take all the pictures you want. That's not mine. Or you would do the even better thing, just ignore it. But Tophiachu, that's not going to happen on her watch. She's going to expose the people. And at the end of the day, make it seem like she's exposing herself. I mean, she's like, well, it's not mine. It could be a rabbit's or a dog's. I seen a wolf walk through here one time, and you seen all of those little ones playing. I mean, They use the bathroom too, sporadically. You're just gonna blame it on me and my family, even though it's in like a perfect ring. It's their circle of protection. Josh Saunders is looking after all the lolcows, but it's certainly not Tophiachu's. And how is she gonna blame it on a rabbit? Out of all creatures, she's gonna blame it on. I just don't think the size matches up with what would be produced, Tophiachu. But yeah, I guess, right? I'm really surprised she didn't come out and just say, hey, I'm pretty sure it was Squid Chew, guys. I mean, she's wandering around tampering with the gas tank, and she wants to frame me. That would be the second video in the row where a good framed me has come up. But Tophiachu, she didn't stoop that low, She's willing to go on different low levels. On the next couple of clips, she just starts blaming everybody for her own problems because, it's never Tophiachu's fault. She's basically lived her entire life on handouts, and when she never gets her way, she just thinks it's blasphemy. She can't believe this is happening. But Tophiachu, there's one thing everyone knows, everyone who's watching this video, and everyone who's watching yours. It's reality. Life can suck sometimes. You're not even that broke. You just choose to spend your money poorly. That's why you're in the situation you're in.
Why would you defend yourself, even whether you're doing your business around a park, playground, or your car? None of those options are great. You could have said it, you're doing on the sidewalk down the street. That's just as bad. There's really no good place to do your business other than a bathroom. And I think any person with common sense would agree with that.
You ain't really about it, and I won't believe you're about it until you stand up to the Discord and Reddit. Otherwise, I don't believe you ain't ish. You try to act tough with me like you're not as scared of me, but you're scared. You don't have to be as scared of me, but I know you're scared. You're not stopping me from anything. Oh, now I'm a bitch because I told the truth. You're scary, ASS. That's why you don't stand up to these people. I stood my ground. I sure did. I stopped receiving DoorDash at the place that I was staying at. I stopped receiving it. You want to know why? Because I didn't let anybody try to tell me that I needed to get off the internet. I'm not letting anybody run me off the internet. I've already started getting paid on YouTube. I had to wait to see if the money was coming in, and I've already started getting paid on YouTube from past videos. So I would advise you guys to literally use your noggin and your brain instead of worrying about me. You don't live in the real world. You live in delusions of grandeur. Sitting here thinking that everybody's supposed to have this perfect life with no struggles.
Look at Tophiachu. Just 3 weeks ago, she had her own hotel room. She was living it up. She had no struggles, but she's been out in the car for a couple of weeks. Now she's bitter. She's down to the bone. She's willing to go at anybody. Don't test her. She's just terrified that Squid has exposed her twice now. And you know what? Squid isn't going to do it again, people. She's just not going to take it anymore. Where's her damn cigarette? She's about to be the next Papachu as she keeps having to deal with all these struggles. I mean, where is all of this energy coming from? You guys really think if Tophiachu was to see Squid right now, she'd be saying these exact same things? Or any of the trolls? I mean, this is directed to everybody and anybody. Not just Squid, but we all know it's kind of pointed towards her, but everyone else can get something in Tophiachu's world right now. She's just sick of it all. You get exposed once, that's okay. Even if she was exposed anonymously and threw her name in there for no reason, whatever. You expose her twice, well, it's game time. Tophiachu isn't playing nice anymore. When Squid exposed her for the first time, she would walk back and forth from her job, while Tophiachu, Brother Chu, and Mama Chu just sit in their car and raged out just looking at her, knowing that there was probably going to be more TikToks made about them, because more of their dirty room was going to get exposed. It had to be a terrible time for the two, but did Tophiachu just run up and say something to Squid? No. She basically hid and took some bad screenshots of her.
She wants to talk about delusions of grandeur and how everyone else around her is totally delulu. But, the reality is she hasn't taken accountability for any of her actions, which, in my opinion, isn't that kind of her own delusion of grandeur? She thinks she's so great. She's above everyone else. She talks about how her decisions are justified and there's just no reflection whatsoever. even doing her business, just no shame doing it around the car, going out in public, causing a ruckus, bringing all of her problems with her. The moment she starts something, what would a humble person do? Someone who's not delusional. Well, they would take a moment and think to themselves, hey, maybe I should go work on myself. But no, not Tophiachu.
No, why would you ask that question? We're not here all day. Duh. You go ask for an application, and while you're at it, take that application and wipe your ass with it. How do I shit in public when there was someone that just came around here and we wasn't here? Mind you, the gas tank was open when we came back. So how are we using the bathroom? I have a right to be on social media, just like everybody else. No one had shit to say when Drew Afuelo said what she had to say about taking a break, and no one said, well, if you don't like how you feel, get off the internet. Whenever other people they like say, oh, I'm going through something because of the internet, y'all, you didn't have anything to say when that hairstylist was getting harassed. You didn't tell her she didn't like it to get off the internet, because everybody likes her, and that's what pisses me off. Like, y'all are the same people doing stupid shit. Oh, really? You have 2 cars? Great. Who cares? Who cares if you have a house and 2 cars? You know what that's called? That's called classes. That's being classist, because you're literally saying you have that when people don't have, and you really truly don't understand. And I hope you lose everything for you to understand just what it's like. Then you'll realize, because obviously you're not thankful for what you have. I'm sorry, someone has to say it, because people are struggling. I'm not the only one living out of my car that is sleeping out of their car in any area. There's a lot of people sleeping out of their cars in Albuquerque. And you want to sit here and say some shit like, I have a house and 2 cars, when you don't realize that people that are supporters of mine that are also homeless have reached out to me because they're upset because of how you talk. You're affecting them.
Tophiachu is just the worst kind of person. She is so jealous when she hears of somebody having something that she doesn't. Even though she intends on working for it, none. I mean, these probably aren't even goals of hers. She just wants to get away from Brother Chu and Mama Chu, unless the only way she's getting a house is if she's with Brother Chu and Mama Chu. But Tophiachu will complain about it nonstop and call you all kinds of weird class names that she just comes up with off the top of her head. And still yet, Tophiachu isn't going to get a job. She's literally parked close to a McDonald's. It is kind of like I told you guys she should do. She isn't going to walk in there and get a job, and when anyone suggests it to her, she's going to flip out and ban them. But it's really a good idea. Why doesn't she go and try to get a job there? I mean, she's claiming that she can go and take a shower and be more prepared than she was at her Dunkin' Donuts job. But no. Tophiachu can't do that. She doesn't have the time for it. You know how time-consuming TikTok lives are? They take, what, 1, 2, 3 hours a day? I mean, you got a whole 21 hours a day left to sleep and complain. You really gonna work a day job after that? No, man. No one's gonna do that in their right mind. Especially when you're not, completely homeless. She's still got a car, She gets to go back, sit in there. It's not too bad. Not the way I would like to live. In fact, very far from it, and I'm sure it's not the way most of you would like to live, but Tophiachu, she's a different breed, she's hardy, headstrong.
Tophiachu wants to talk about classism and other things she doesn't know about. If we're using that kind of logic, she might as well say the old man with 50 rusting out cars in a field is classism because he has more vehicles than me. She talked about her vehicle not running. What's the difference between her vehicle and the one laying out on the farm field? Well, I think the difference is that hers is surrounded by a certain substance,
The only reason why people adopt kids, and I'm going to tell you why, is so that they can take the welfare check, so they can get on food stamps and get help from the government. And they don't care how the kid is being treated because they're getting paid from the government. Why don't you go flip some fries? Why don't you put that energy, Samuel? Huh? Right now, people should be more concerned.
I want to know why you did this to me. Chance, don't say anything. Don't give.
I just think it's just, wow, she just doesn't know what she's talking about. I think she just kind of runs her mouth half the time and thinks what she said is justified just because her life's bad. She thinks everyone else's life should be just as bad as hers.
No, man, I really think Tophiachu just sees the world through her eyes. I don't think she's capable of looking at it in any other way or manner. When she says that people would just get the children for checks, I definitely just think she means That's what she would do, you know, if she was in that same situation. Just get as many as she can, build up as much welfare as she can, and then every year, you know, Christmas doesn't come on the 25th for her. It comes on the 5th of January, February, whenever the heck she gets her taxes back. You know, that's what she's looking forward to. But guys, I think that's enough for me. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to go over to Goose Gambit's channel and like and subscribe as well. Goose Gambit, do you have anything else to say, homie?
I just want to thank Sheila here for having me on. It was a cool opportunity to come here and get to know Tophiachu a little bit, and I can see why everyone doesn't like her. And going forward, I think I may have to make a video on her too, because wow, there's just so much to unpack there.
Yeah, she's insane, homie. But everyone, go subscribe to Goose Gambit once again. Great creator.